Welcome back to the Marketing Automation Made Simple podcast. I'm Jovana, your host, and today we have an exciting episode that's going to clear up one of the biggest marketing dilemmas out there. We're diving into the battle of the marketing giants, email marketing versus marketing automation versus AI agents. What's best for your business? And to help break it all down, I have a special guest with me today, Milena, who I'm sure you've met before if you've listened to my previous episodes. She's a marketing automation expert and someone who has helped countless business owners grow their sales without working 24/7. And she's also my twin sister. Milena, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Jovana. Excited to be here. This is such a hot topic, I have to say, because businesses today have more tools than ever, but many don't know where to start or how to use them properly.
Yeah, that's true. There's so much noise out there. Everyone's saying you need email marketing, or you should automate everything, or AI is the future, forget the rest. So today we want to break it all down. What works best? What should businesses focus on first? And how can they combine these tools for maximum impact? And that's what I would like to unpack today with you, Milena. So let's talk about the power and pitfalls of email marketing. Email marketing is the GOAT of digital marketing. People have been saying it's dead for years, yet it still delivers some of the best ROI in the game. Milena, from your experience, what makes email marketing so powerful?
Well, first of all, email marketing is the only channel you truly own. And think about it, you don't control social media algorithms, but if someone's on your email list, you can reach them whenever you want. And if we talk numbers, because I know a lot of people love numbers here, right? On average, for every $1 spent on email marketing, businesses see a $42 return. That's 4,200% ROI. So if you
Wow.
use email marketing, compare that to social media ads, where the average ROI is around 2 to 8%, and then you start to see why email still works.
Wow, that's a huge difference. And I think a lot of businesses underestimate email because they don't see immediate results. And the reality is, email builds trust over time.
Exactly. And here's a real world example. Let's say you run an online store selling handmade, I don't know, candles. You've got 10,000 Instagram followers and you post about a sale. Maybe 5 to 10% of your followers even see that post because of the algorithm. Okay, so it's 5 or 10% will see that post about your sale. But if you send an email to 10,000 subscribers, you're likely getting a 20% to 30% open rate, which means that 2,000 to 3,000 people actually see it. Now imagine you send a second email 2 days later to people who didn't open that first one about the sale, and another 10% will open it. And that's an extra 1,000 people you wouldn't have reached on social media.
Wow, that is a game changer, as they say. But email marketing has its challenges, right?
Yeah, for sure. The biggest one is attention span. People's inboxes are flooded these days. I don't know about yours, Jovana. Mine is completely flooded with promotions. So everyone wants to sell you something. Now, if you're sending generic, boring emails, they'll ignore you. People will start ignoring you. That's why businesses need to move beyond just email blasts, sending broadcasts, and start thinking about personalization and automation in their business, which brings us to our next topic, right?
Yes. Before I go into the next topic, I was going to say for anyone that uses Apple email on the phone or on your Mac computer, Apple has just introduced another way to receive emails, which is very similar to Google. And I personally don't like that interface. I don't like that. These big platforms are dictating how my content is going to be distributed. If I do subscribe to receive brands, emails, and newsletters, I want to see from that brand. But my inbox now is separated into 4 sections. So if it is primary, there is shop, there is update, there is marketing or promotion folder. It's almost like 4 or 5 different categories of emails that get categorized. And of course, my promotion folder has more emails. And yeah, so for me, it's quite distracting because I have to now click on different screens. I do agree with you with that. personalizing and automating is the best thing you can do in the business if you want to stay ahead of the game. And then we talk about this a lot. It's the name of our podcast, marketing automation. This is where email marketing goes from being just a channel to being like a sales machine. Milena, what do you think? What's the key difference between regular email marketing and marketing automation?
Great question. Well, email marketing is about sending messages, right? So you've got your promotions tab and you see all those emails, all those messages in there. Now, marketing automation is about sending the right messages at the right time without you actually lifting a finger. So you don't need to go in there and create an email and hit send. So marketing automation is about sending the right message at the right time. Here's an example. Let's say someone signs up for a free guide on your website. You have a lead magnet, it's a free guide, a checklist of some sort or anything like that, or a 10% discount. With basic email marketing, you can send them the guide and maybe a few follow-up emails manually. Okay, so, but with automation, here's what happens instead. They get an instant welcome email with a guide. You don't have to hit send. You don't need to create an email. And then a few days later, they receive a case study, let's say another email about how someone like them used your product. And then a week later, an automated email goes out and offers them an exclusive discount. All of this happens automatically. No one on your team is actually working there, hitting send and creating emails manually. So the system does it for you automatically. All those emails are done by automation.
Yes, and the best part, it works 24/7, even when you're sleeping.
Exactly. Automation saves so much time, and we know this from our experience as well. We see this with our clients. Businesses that use automated email sequences, we find that they generate a lot more revenue, sometimes 300%, over 300% in revenue than those that don't. But the key is setting it up strategically, because bad automation can be just as bad as no automation. Is that right, Jovana?
Yeah, I always think about when I talk to businesses, like if they have any leaks in their business, any problems in their business, any inefficiencies, automation will just amplify that. So wrong emails will be going everywhere. People will be getting wrong SMSs, or maybe too many emails and SMSs, or your sales teams might be inundated with internal notifications. So marketing automation does need to be carefully planned. It needs to be bespoke and tailored to your business and how you want to translate that custom experience across. And just from my personal example is, I've got one of the businesses where systems are completely separated. People do send emails manually, believe it or not. And they do it because they don't want to upgrade. They don't want to pay money to upgrade. In Bumper Leads, the business that we run, is everything's automated. So I see the value in paying a bit more for a platform that can actually help you save time and save your team's time of these boring tasks. Because what I have to do with the other business is I have to get somebody full time to actually sit there and hit send, physically hit send,
Oh, no.
just to make sure they send 100 emails for this particular webinar, 100 emails for these events. So that is not a very practical way of using your time. So as a business owner, definitely think about automations. But this is a great segue, because now we go from email marketing to automation, marketing automation. And now we go onto the new kid on the block, the AI agents. Some people think AI is going to replace email marketing and automation. What's your take, Milena?
I think AI isn't replacing marketing really, it's enhancing it. AI agents or AI powered agents like chatbots and predictive analytics, we've seen them in some of the softwares that we use. It can take automation to another level. Just to put it in a context for you, for example, imagine you're running an online clothing store. A customer visits your website, looks at a few jackets, for example, and leaves without buying anything. So I just want to give you kind of like a taste of what an AI agent can do. So AI agent can send them an email with the exact jacket they were looking at, trigger a chatbot to ask if they need any help, and offer a limited time discount just for them. So AI can analyze customer behavior in real time and make data-driven decisions on how to engage with them. Can you believe
Wow.
that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't, but yes, I do believe it because I see it happening online, and that's where the future is heading, toward more personalization at scale.
Exactly. But here's the thing, AI can't replace the human touch. We know this. Businesses should use AI as a tool to assist their marketing. This is how we use it as well in our business. So, not completely replace marketing, but use it to assist you with your marketing.
Yes, it's a good point because yeah,
Hmm.
I also find myself prompting incorrectly when I use ChatGPT, which one of my guests recently said it's basic ChatGPT. However, since that episode was published, there's been enormous improvements of OpenAI and something called operators, which is actually the future for AI agents. And there is a challenge when it comes to from a technical perspective or architecture of AI agents. I'm not a developer of some sort, but I understand the way it works. And I don't think our servers, the ability, the energy is there to scale the solution that every human being will need to be replaced with AI agents. This is not ready to be done at scale. However, there are tools that have already started to rebrand themselves, like automation tools that are rebranding themselves as AI agents. Like if you know Zapier, Make, these are third-party tools. They're already introducing concepts of AI agents because within those tools, you can have multiple triggers in your setup. So you can achieve exactly the what you're wanting to achieve with one customer with multiple different behaviors to make the engagement more personal at scale. But there is an interesting startup that I'm following, Milena, I haven't told you
Mhm.
about. It's called Swarm Nodes. And they are actually looking at replacing servers altogether, replacing the need to deploy AI agents on servers and to actually make it serverless by using the blockchain technology.
Wow.
So, if anyone is following blockchain, Bitcoin, and how it works with different nodes, they want to use that technology to pass information and host information, host the data, and they're very, very close to achieving that. And once they break that, they would be one of the first ones. Once they break through, I'm sure we'll have more swarms of AI agents everywhere else.
Hmm. Do you think businesses are ready for AI agents though?
Hmm,
It's early
that's a
days.
good question. It's early days, but it is so fast paced
Hmm.
and it changes almost on a daily basis the technology and what people can do. And I think it has given every business owner who likes to create, who wants to build and design, if you love to design products and build things, AI will just amplify that because now you can just have an idea, go to all these tools that are available, put a prompt, and you'll have a beautiful website or you'll have an app created for this idea for your business. So currently, you can replace your existing tech stack with the technology that exists today. So if you wanted to replace, I don't know, I shouldn't say, but if you wanted to replace calendar or DocuSign or HelloSign, whatever you're using to PandaDoc, whatever you're using to sign contracts, you could actually design your own app very easily. And within one day, you could be using your own signature platform.
Wow.
So that is available. However, people are not thinking about automation and AI in this way. Like just an example, I went to Korea and I went to a client's barbecue and we were talking about AI and I asked them, do they actually use ChatGPT? It's very mainstream now, so they should know. And they said, wow, it saved me so much time. And I said, oh, so you played with the paid version? They said, no, 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 we still have the free version. So I just write a couple of blog posts. It saves me to do that. And I'm like, wow, that I
Mm.
thought and I assumed that the world already knows what we know, Milena.
Yes.
But the world is not ready. I think there's a huge, huge opportunity for smart business owners to make a big impact and transform their business just this year alone. Like before it hits everywhere else, before
Mm.
it hits the whole. it. You guys, if you're listening to this, for sure. And I think I'm so excited about this opportunity. I want to start creating my own community and to teach every business owner how they can do this, because they don't have to suffer anymore. They can save so much time and money these days with just simple tools that they
Mm.
are not widely known. They're not familiar with at this stage.
I can't live without my ChatGPT paid version. And I keep upgrading, and I've just bought a plugin as well that's going to help me create better prompts. And I prefer to upgrade these things than buy a new pair of shoes nowadays.
I know. Now I do. I've been testing a few different platforms like ChatGPT, the paid version. DeepSeek is another one. Gemini
Mm.
for coding. Actually, I wanted to build an app. I wrote the PRD document to do that. And then Claude, which a lot of people think it's a human being,
Mm.
but Claude is very cool. Much, much, I think, sophisticated in terms of what it produces, and Perplexity. And so you play with these, and and Grok. I was even playing with Grok, and they all have very different answers. They give you different answers for the same prompts, and it's also very revealing to see that the prompting, how prompting works, and how specific you have to be, and that it does reinforce the fact that you have to be an expert in the topic you're prompting this tool.
Yes,
So
exactly. Mhm.
the tool really doesn't know what's right and wrong, and it can give you some really crappy answers
Yes,
still.
that. Yes. I have to say that ChatGPT is my number one for using for prompts. Then I go to DeepSeek, and Copilot is the last one I would use.
Yeah, yeah. So I know we're talking about AI, Milena,
Yes,
because we can't stop.
yeah, this is what we are
But
passionate about now.
this episode is about email marketing versus marketing automation versus AI agents. So, Milena, if somebody's listening right now and thinking, this sounds great, but where do I start? What's your advice?
Great question, Jovana. If you're new to all of this, I would say start with email marketing first. It's the foundation. Once you've got an engaged list, your mailing list, move on to marketing automation, see how you can automate certain tasks with your email marketing, and then you can save time, increase conversions, and make more money. And if you're already scaling and looking for something better than marketing automation, that's when you bring in AI powered solutions. So, AI powered solutions that we've just talked about with AI agents, you can do a bit more hyper personalizations. And with AI agents, you can personalize at scale.
Perfect. Milena, this was such a valuable conversation. Thanks for sharing your insights. Where can people learn more from you?
That's interesting. They can find me at bumperleads.com because we work together. And you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I mostly spend time on bumperleads.com blogs. I write blog posts, so you can learn more about marketing automation or email marketing. We talk a lot about this. And now we're going to talk about AI agents as well in our blog posts.
Yeah, and I think we started TikTok. I think you and I are still struggling to, do videos, and I really
Mm.
like being behind the microphone. Even this podcast, we're going to publish this as an audio. But yeah, it's just sometimes you get inspired. You want to produce something very quickly, and this is my season 4. I haven't published an episode for a month now. I took a bit of a break, as I mentioned in my previous episodes. I'm a bit tight on time since I've started a few startups and run 2 different businesses, so that has consumed a lot of my time. So I need to automate a bit more, but I understand, like, in terms of just jumping on and talking to you guys, to my listeners, and just reconnecting, it's so much easier to do it over audio. And so I'm struggling with TikTok, but Milena and I sometimes on TikTok.
Yes.
That's great. And for our listeners, if you found this episode valuable, make sure you subscribe, leave a review, and share this with other business owners who need to hear it. Thank you so much. Until next time, keep automating, keep optimizing, and keep growing.